Meghan Markle's carefully curated narrative is facing a significant challenge as revelations from her ex-husband, Trevor Engelson, begin to surface. Trevor, a successful TV presenter and producer, has reportedly shared insights about Meghan's ambitions and manipulations through an intermediary, shaking the foundations of the fairy tale she has constructed around her life. For years, Meghan has portrayed herself as a victim of circumstance, claiming she had no interest in the royal family. However, insiders now allege that she had a vision board featuring Prince Harry long before they met, suggesting that her pursuit of him was more strategic than romantic. This revelation has led to claims that Meghan was not merely a passive participant in her life story, but rather an architect of her own narrative, meticulously planning her ascent to royalty. The fallout from Trevor's revelations has been swift and severe. Meghan is reportedly in crisis mode, scrambling to manage the narrative as her carefully crafted image begins to unravel. Insiders describe her as being in a state of panic, with reports of her lashing out at staff and demanding legal action to silence the growing speculation. The Duchess of Sussex, who has built her brand on empowerment and authenticity, now finds herself in a position where she is desperately trying to control a narrative that is slipping away from her grasp. Critics are now questioning the authenticity of Meghan's public persona. What was once seen as a modern-day Cinderella story is now being recast as a calculated quest for fame and influence. The public's perception is shifting, with many feeling betrayed by the idea that they were sold a fantasy rather than the truth. Meghan's past, which she has long portrayed as a closed chapter, is now being reopened, and the implications could be devastating for her public image. As the media frenzy continues, Meghan's silence is being interpreted as an admission of guilt. She has cancelled several high-profile engagements, leading to speculation that she is hiding from the fallout of Trevor's revelations. Insiders suggest that she is emotionally unfit to face the press, particularly the inevitable questions about her past with Trevor. This retreat from the public eye is seen as a stark contrast to the bold, fearless image she has cultivated over the years. The situation is further complicated by the fact that Trevor has not signed a non-disclosure agreement, leaving him free to speak about their relationship. This lack of legal constraints means that he could potentially reveal even more damaging information, which could further erode Meghan's carefully constructed narrative. The prospect of a memoir or an exclusive interview from Trevor looms large, and insiders suggest that he may have held back some of the most explosive details out of respect, but that restraint may be waning. The idea of a rage room within Meghan and Harry's Montecito mansion has also emerged, with reports suggesting that it is a space designed for Meghan to vent her frustrations. This revelation, whether true or exaggerated, paints a picture of a woman struggling to maintain control over her emotions and public image. As the pressure mounts, the cracks in Meghan's facade are becoming increasingly visible, and the public is beginning to question the authenticity of her narrative. In the midst of this turmoil, Prince Harry's response has been notably subdued. Sources indicate that he has become withdrawn, avoiding both staff and Meghan as the drama unfolds. This shift in Harry's demeanor suggests that he is grappling with the implications of Trevor's revelations and the impact they may have on their relationship. The once united front they presented to the world is now showing signs of strain, with Harry reportedly urging Meghan to take responsibility for her past rather than blaming external forces. As the media continues to dissect Meghan's story, the public's appetite for unfiltered truth is growing. Trevor's account, coming from someone who knew Meghan before her rise to fame, carries a weight that could redefine her narrative. The carefully crafted image of a resilient, empowered woman is at risk of being replaced by a portrayal of someone who is strategic and self-serving in her pursuit of status. The backlash against Meghan is not just a digital phenomenon, it is an emotional one as well. Many feel betrayed by the idea that they were sold a narrative that may have been more about ambition than authenticity. The public's perception of Meghan is shifting from that of a modern royal rebel to a calculated manipulator, and the implications for her brand and legacy could be profound. As Trevor's revelations continue to gain traction, Meghan's attempts to control the narrative are becoming increasingly desperate. The truth, once buried beneath layers of carefully curated public relations, is beginning to surface, and the world is watching closely. The fairy tale that Meghan has spun for years is now facing a reckoning, and the outcome remains uncertain. In conclusion, Meghan Markle's carefully constructed narrative is under siege as revelations from her ex-husband, Trevor Engelson, threaten to unravel the fairy tale she has built. With the public's perception shifting and the truth coming to light, Meghan's image as a victim and a modern-day Cinderella is at risk of being replaced by a more complex and potentially damaging portrayal. As the media frenzy continues, the question remains: how much longer can Meghan maintain her carefully crafted facade in the face of mounting evidence and public scrutiny?